Warning: the following content may come across as offensive, disturbing, or even triggering. Do note of the presence of conservative terminology. Viewer discretion is advised.
Men have lost their minds per se. There's a high rate of child marriages, child pregnancies, there's high rate of rape, there's high rate of gender-based violence, there's high rate of femicide. Sex is no longer a sacred topic anymore. It is something we talk about as leisure or as fun activity when it's a group thing, an orgy. Yes, so much sex is now going on in the world. So on your TikTok, you're gonna find influencers or content creators who have managed to combine lust and sexual harassment with a dash of humor to make it seem funny. Like, hey, it's comedy. I can do this with a smile, and it won't look sinister. It won't look weird. It's not sexual harassment. It's a prank.
Okay, you're inside. Okay, I come inside now.
You are a bad boy.
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about
it. You said, oh, outside you there. I didn't say you say now inside you there. Okay, now outside. Okay, they come.
So that's some of the content that you need to be aware of and avoid, especially with children. TikTok is a platform where anyone can access. It doesn't really consider age or location or anything like that. Or maybe when it concerns algorithm, like which country is consuming what content, because possibly in their countries they're not consuming this type of content. It's mostly we're the ones consuming this overly sexualized content. And then women themselves also, some women actually give women a bad image. What they post on social media, what they say on social media, how they act in public, how they act on social media gives off a bad impression at times. So women should also now put women in check. Women should now say, hey, you, madam, I think you need to behave yourself. Otherwise, we're going to knock a few teeth out. Some dances you can say that it's African culture, but there's nothing cultural about that. That's filth and disgusting. She stuck her thumb up her bum, or was that a finger? Young girls are going to watch this. They're going to learn from this crazy woman. They're going to take this where they're going to go in their social groups. They're going to tell their friends, hey, did you watch this video? Check out this video. Let's do this, let's do that. You hear a lot of stories about women getting raped at clubs. Woman got drugged, her cup was poisoned, she got gang raped by a group of guys in a car, in a van, in a caravan, Nissan, you know, those combi, commuter, minibuses. It's that kind of behavior that creates such people. It creates people that are going to come and rape you, want to rape you, or give them the mindset, or it's going to attract such people that already have such a tendency. Yeah, I mean, some women are actually psychopaths. Like, they enjoy exposing themselves. And when they expose themselves that way, they're actually creating a misconception. Now all women are the same. Nah, not all women are the same. Some women are crazy. Some women are nuts. They're fascinated by sex. And then some women are broken, you know, they've been raped when they were youngsters. Now they have a void, they have messed up, they're overly sexual. That's also a thing. So there was an investigation of 70,000 members in a group chat discussing on how they rape and abuse their mothers and sisters.
What is this? What is this? 70,000 members discussing how they have raped their sisters and mothers, offering their wives to be sexually abused and sharing advice. An investigation has uncovered multiple grape chats where thousands of men discuss how to grape and sexually assault women, including their own mothers and sisters. The groups, which have up to 70,000 members from a variety of countries, meet on an encrypted messaging app Telegram to share pictures and even live videos of sexual abuse. Members have also claimed to have assaulted their wives and female family members, with some even sharing advice and instructions on how to do it. We need to talk about this. That is fucking insane. And we would have never even found out about it if it wasn't for this motherfucker being a creep in public. He got arrested for filming up women's skirts, and when a psychiatrist took a look at him, he was like, he's too chill about this. Check his hard drive. And they did. Guess what they found? For the last, fucking 10 years, this dude's been drugging his wife to the point of unconsciousness and letting strangers sexually assault her in their bedroom and filming it. They arrested 50 people, and that wasn't all of them. Some of them, they didn't catch them all.
So you gotta be careful of the men that you keep yourself around as a man, and also as women. If you watch too much porn, you're not gonna really respect women, are you? View women in a different way. In your thought, you're going to imagine her naked. You're going to imagine yourself raping her. I mean, it's rape. You can't say that's consent of you imagining. Sex in the mind is poison, but in your body, it's okay. It's natural. It's nature. If it's in your mind now, that's a sickness. Male or female, I mean, that's a sickness. That's weird. Getting aroused in the inconvenient places, at the most inconvenient times, at the most odd times. You need to check yourself. You need to pray. Otherwise, you're going to end up raping kids. You're going to end up doing some weird things. You're going to get pregnant by your cousin, because that's also something that's going on. To find enlightenment, because, hey, sex is powerful. Sex is spiritual. There's spiritual ties out there, you know. Some people you can't forget because you slept with them. Their problems are still your problems because you slept with them. Be them physical or spiritual problems. There's a lot of weirdos in societies. Just like this manager here. You know, you're going to think your daughter's at work and the environment is safe. Your wife went to work, she's working for the kids, she's working for her family, and she's safe, and she's okay, and she's comfortable. Well, while she's at work, somebody else is also planning on working her. And this is a perverted person, a lustful individual, someone who probably would be part of those 70,000 people, men in that weird group chat. Grown men with beards probably have children, have jobs, have to wake up and then go to work, you know, after this whole terrible day for this young lady. So you have to be careful with the people you hang around, with the people you support. You're kind of lingering around such a theoretical framework. You're going to end up psychologically and consciously following into that rabbit hole of becoming a weirdo, you know, becoming a pervert, becoming bitter towards women, possessive towards women, because your mind already has been boggled. So the things that you post is very important. Don't just post your kids online or yourself online, especially if you're looking all sexy or provocative. Nah, relax yourself. You're gonna attract the wrong attention to yourself.
Delonix Regia. Luxury and security seamlessly integrated. They offer various services and products. They offer armored bulletproof vehicles, high security residence and offices. They also provide anti-drone intrusion detection, amongst other services and products. Delonix Regia have managed to build a powerful reputation as one of the most trusted and reliable names in exotic car sales. They specialize in high performance, luxury, and rare automobiles, providing an elite selection of the world's finest vehicles, paired with an unmatched level of service. Delonix Regia provides reliable import services for businesses of all sizes. Road freight, cargo ships, air freight, and rail freight. For more detail, visit the website delonixregia.co.uk.
I understand life is short, but come on, that top is too short for that woman. She needs to cover her stomach. She needs to cover her legs. This woman already, she's lustful. Why will she half naked post herself on social media for young men like me to see this? How am I going to perceive other women her age now? And in fact, if I ever see her in a position of leadership or management, she's probably a manager somewhere. Or she has been a manager somewhere. And then I've seen her content. Am I going to respect her enough? Am I going to be supportive of her agendas, of her initiatives enough? No, I'm not going to be supportive because I already have a perception of her. I've seen her flesh. I think she's filth now, spiritually and also mentally. The end result of all of this is that kids also become super vulnerable. You're gonna have pedophiles taking advantage of such a situation that, hey, okay, everything is now sexual. Let's sexualize kids as well, let's posing and dressing the way she was dressing. And yet the mother or the father had to post the child on Facebook and TikTok to say, hey, look at the world, come see my child. Even pedophiles, make your kids start slaying. You're attracting pedophiles, be careful, relax. A lot of men are going to lose concept to what it means to be a man. They're going to lose the concept to what it means to be a woman, to what it means to have a woman, to what it means to take care of a child. A lot of people now say, hey, what's the point of taking care of a stepchild? Look, my dear friend, if you can't take care of another man's child, I don't think you'll be able to fight side by side each other in war. Are you going to be able to do that? Nah, you can't fight for the nation if you can't take care of one child. Let's remove that whole sickness, that whole mindset. People need to calm down. They need to recollect. They need to pray. They need to read some verses, some Bible verses. You're going to have a child rate problem. You're going to have HIV and AIDS problem. You're going to have a pandemic of problems. Like I said, some things are no longer culture because clearly these kids saw this somewhere. A cultural event, maybe South Africa. They have their animal skin outfits and attires, and then they do their dances. They lift their legs. They're not wearing any bras because they're not sexualized. It's not supposed to be sexual. It's not supposed to be sexualized. It's actually a proper culture. So then those weirdos, when they sexualize this custom, the kids are gonna copy that and then take it to school. When they take it to school, they're doing stuff like this. After this, she's opening her legs clearly like that. The boys are seeing this. The boys are gonna be curious. The girls are also going to be curious because they're too smart now. Not even too smart. They're too diluted. Too programmed to sex, to lust, to fornication. There's no more learning. There's no more culture. Kids are going to get each other pregnant as well. And there's already drug abuse. The fathers that I've been telling you about, the fathers are going to be bedding each other's daughters. Some fathers have been raping their own daughters, their own nieces, their own cousins. It's been happening. That's the over-sexualization of everything. It messes the men's mind and also the female mind. It gets messed up as well. Yeah, so there's this disturbing footage and also a documentary about this journalist. She went to Egypt to
This is what these people have been waiting for. They came here day after day.
I feel like I know what's gonna happen. I feel like I know exactly what
And
happens, bro.
we had to stop.
She was a well-known radio journalist. What ended up happening in this video, after the camera light died, she was with a guide, and her guide said that we gotta get the fuck out of here. He started hearing whispers of the men speaking in Arabic saying, let's take off her clothes. I want to take off her clothes. I want to grab her.
I knew this was gonna happen.
That whole crowd, it was in Egypt, and they were celebrating the 4th president of Egypt finally resigning. And the guy, they tried to help her, but since there was like hundreds of people there was hundreds of men there, they obviously overpowered the guide, and they grabbed her, pulled her into the middle of the crowd, tearing off all of her clothes. And bro, it lasted 25 minutes.
Pretty sure it felt like even longer than that for her, bro.
Yeah, bro, in the interview she says how if she fought, she probably would have died, so she just let it happen, because if not, then it probably would have been worse than what happened.
I felt the moment that my bra tore. They tore the metal. They literally just tore my pants to shreds. And then I felt my underwear go. I remember looking up and seeing them taking pictures with their cell phones. I'm holding on to him. I didn't want to let go of him. I thought I was gonna die.
After everything happened, many people came out victim blaming her. They were against her. They were saying how she knew what she was doing. Why would you go there being...
She got raped by this man, and then it was a group of women that had to come and then rescue her from that crowd. So we need to consider the psychological aspect of this. It's very important, because if you want to talk about men's mental health and you want to talk about women empowerment and stopping gender-based violence, then you need to eliminate this whole subjective culture that we now have as human beings. It's a culture now. Type of content you consume on your TikTok, on your Facebook, and on your WhatsApp determines who you are and what you are and who you're going to become, essentially, because you are what you consume. How are you going to think when you're now in office? How are you going to think when you're at school, when you're in university? How are you going to think? Are you going to be able to control yourself when you see people with their own issues? If the society is built on sex, kids are the most vulnerable. We're going to forget about children and then focus more on our sexual pleasures, our fantasies, and our desires. Men are going to develop a bad habit. They've been developing a bad habit. If men respect each other, they're not gonna rape each other's sisters. They're not gonna rape each other's daughters. They're not gonna deflower each other's nieces. They're not gonna have affairs with each other's spouses if they respect each other truly. And if women respect themselves and each other, they're not going to expose themselves, their body parts. They're not going to encourage men to be lustful, to be promiscuous. They're not going to exploit or groom other girls, young girls, into such a lifestyle. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Please do comment and also share. That'll really do help. My name is Chen Williams. Thank you for watching Loud TV. Have a good day.